Also on the radar here, Andrew Cuomo, who is running as an independent for governor, meeting with business leaders here in New York City today. He trails Democratic Socialist Zohran Mamdani in the mayor's race considerably in the latest Siena poll. Election day is 2 months away now. Really tight timeline for this New York City mayor's race. Mamdani leads Cuomo in this poll by 22 points in a four-way race with Republican Curtis Sliwa and Mayor Eric Adams, according to the New York Times Siena College poll. In a hypothetical two-way race, same polling, Mamdani's lead over Cuomo drops to just 4 points. So that would be a much tighter race with 8 weeks to go. But for now, Sliwa and Adams say they are not going anywhere. And the White House was asked about this moments ago.
Is the president considering offering Mayor Eric Adams a job? If so, why? And does he think Curtis Sliwa is a serious candidate for New York City mayor?
Look, the president has made it quite clear he wants this race to move forward in New York City. He does not want a communist to be running New York City. But as for weighing in on other individual candidates, I'll leave that to the president to do himself.
All right, with that, we bring in Eric Trump, Executive Vice President of the Trump Organization and author of the brand new book, Under Siege, My Family's Fight to Save Our Nation. And that comes out October 14th next month. Eric, great to have you with us. Thanks for joining us today.
Thanks, Martha. It's
So,
great to be here.
You're a New Yorker, born here, raised here, you worked here and work here, continue to work here for decades. What do you think is going on here when you look at this mayor's race?
Martha, I'm sick and tired of the social experiments, honestly. I mean, I was born in that city, as you said. There's no one that knows it better. I run buildings there every single day. Mm-hmm. And like so many other people, I left that state. The taxes got out of control. The crime got out of control. All people want in New York is common sense. You have Bloomberg. Bloomberg did a good job. Mm-hmm. Giuliani did a phenomenal job, right? I mean, you've had mayors on both sides of the aisle that kept New York together. I don't know why New York has to be a social experiment. You literally have this guy who's running on the platform of, he hates the Jewish population. He hates Israel. He wants to, imprison Netanyahu. He's been pretty vocal about that. He doesn't like the Indian population. He's literally gone after Modi and said that Modi was a war criminal. He's come out and said he wanted to defund the NYPD over and over. So he hates law enforcement. I mean, who does this guy appeal to, right? I mean, he's going to put our city into a state of absolute chaos, even worse than it frankly has been over a period of time. And it is so unbelievably sad. Then he comes out with these crazy proposals. He wants to nationalize supermarket chains. You have some of the greatest executives in the world who run supermarkets and barely make any money with them. Yet, the city of New York is magically going to make it work? I mean, Martha, it's a joke. Everything about it's a joke.
But
we have the greatest city anywhere in the world.
I hear you, but he's ahead in this polling by 22 points. I want to play something for you, Eric, that he said about raising taxes, because a lot of you're getting a lot of microscope now on exactly what he's saying about his policies. Sure. Watch this.
The top 1% of New York City earns $1 million or more a year. And my vision is not one where they leave, it is one where they stay. It is
How do you get them to stay?
In part by showing them that asking them to pay more in taxes would increase even their quality of life. My responsibility would be to deliver on that, to show them that it is a worthwhile investment.
He says that people are going to like it. Yeah, once they see how great things are with higher taxes, and New Jersey's taxes are even higher. So he says, it won't really bother anybody, Eric.
Martha, New York has had the greatest exodus of people leaving the state in history. And by the way, then I look at our governor in Florida now, the place that I live. And guess what he's coming out with? They're putting legislation through where no one pays property taxes. And guess what? You know where that delta came from? That delta came from New Yorkers who literally left the state of New York to come down to Florida. And now all of a sudden, the state has so much money that no one's going to pay property taxes, and that legislation will likely go through. All while New York has the greatest, deficits in the state's history. It's horribly tragic. It's a state that I love. No state could compete with New York if they just had sane policy, sane government. Focused on low taxes, low crime, New York would be absolutely unstoppable.
Well, let me ask you about this race. Do you think that Andrew Cuomo is the only viable contender?
Listen, I mean, right now it looks like it, right? It looks like he's polling the best out of everybody, in the race. And obviously he has great name recognition in New York. He's been there. Somebody has to beat this guy. I mean, somebody has to beat this guy, and somebody's got to return just common sense to the greatest city anywhere in the world. Again, as I said, New York is unstoppable. You need to let capitalism work. You need to have safe streets. You need to have a great NYPD. You need to reduce taxes, and if you do those things, New York will take care of itself.
Well, Mamdani's talking about a Cure for Violence program. He says New York has enough police. I know Cuomo has said he wants to add 5,000 police. But, you know, there was a question today to Caroline Levitt about whether or not President Trump is trying to help ease Curtis Sliwa out of this race. There's no love lost between the two of them, and also Eric Adams, and potentially give them some position, some White House administration position. Is there any traction in either one of those efforts?
Well, the problem is Curtis has run every single year since I was a kid, right? And you know, he never gets above 3-4%. And so, you know, at the end of the day, you can be a spoiler every single election cycle, you know, and that's awfully disappointing. And again, people want common sense in the state of New York, and New York would be unbeatable. And so I think Cuomo probably does have the best shot, and we'll see what happens if the other people drop out of the race.
All right, Eric Trump, always a pleasure. Thank you very much. Good to see you. And congratulations on your new book about the inside story of what has happened over the last 10 years, for which you had a front row seat, to be sure. Eric, thank you very much. We'll see you soon.
Thanks, Martha.
Hi, everyone. I'm Brian Kilmeade. I want you to do me a favor. I want you to click to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page. This is the only way that I know for sure that you're not going to miss any great commentary, any great news bites, any great interviews coming your way on Fox. You can get it all here on YouTube. So subscribe right now.